Okay, well, that's it. Let's call the order. It's time to call the order. The numbers in Wetlands and Water Courses Commission meeting for May 6, 2024. Roll call. Okay, Jed, okay, Jan, we got Bill. Three of us for the commission. See nobody out there virtual land. Alright, so I guess I don't see any reason to change the order of the agenda. And so we'll skip that. The minutes, any problem with the minutes? Did you guys get a chance to read it? I did, yep. And
I am.
yeah, same here. That was fine. Public comment.
Are you approving the minutes?
Oh, are we approving the minute?
That's why you're here. That's why.
So glad you're here.
I'd like to approve the minutes
Okay.
from January 9th.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Try to keep this the way it's supposed to be.
Reading.
All right, I'm just leaving public comments, you two gentlemen, all right, so we're probably, you guys are probably the ones that are sitting here out with new business, right? Old business, discussion, action, Joe, is there?
Yeah, no, nothing new, I just left it on there.
Okay, all right, well, let's start with, the new business, permit application, Iwwc number 2403, Timothy White, for 101 Gilead Road, installation of an overflow pipe that will connect an existing drainage basin with an existing man-made pond. Okay.
Might help if they explain it.
Thank you.
Yep. So what's happening now is the water comes off the road into a open,
Yeah, it's like an old
Basin of water.
catch basin.
yeah, there you go, an open catch basin. And then there's a little leak off and it goes into a pipe that drops water into the plunge pool. And there's, the way the water gets from the plunge pool to the pond is over the surface. But if you notice, I kind of exaggerated this hump there, and what happens, the plunge pool floods the entire ring, well, 60%, 70% around the pond is flooded. The way it's graded, there's a wall here that's higher, so it's like all the way around. So I want to put in 6-inch ADS, which is the corrugated pipe, but this would be smooth wall inside. So this will be used for storm sewers. And set it up pretty high in the plunge pool. So before the plunge pool starts flooding, it'll dump into this, and then the slope on that pond is enormous for a small pond. It's very long and gradual, so I'll pop out above the water line. I'll do this when the plunge pool is dry, so there won't be any water. And then the other thing I wanted to do is dig out the sediment in the plunge pool. If the town doesn't get to it, there's talk the town may do part of it or whatever, we're not sure. And dig out the first layer of riprap that's also filled with sediment, and put a new layer of riprap in the plunge pool. And then I'll put some riprap on the outlet end of our overflow pipe. There's already kind of riprap there on the slope, but I'll beef it up there, so when the energy of the water comes out, it'll be able to, you know, get absorbed by it.
You get a lot of, is it overflowing a lot?
Oh, yeah. Lately,
Well,
everything, right? But yeah, it does, it overflows, and you know, it really makes, and it saturates that whole side yard. What happens out maybe 30, 40, 50 feet, so it's hard to mow and it's unsightly.
Right.
Cause it's really nice looking when there's no water, that donut almost. So that's the plan.
I have a question. Did you have a chance to go by there?
I did not, no,
I happened to go by there today, but took a peek at it. Well, I can see that the plunge. That's, I don't understand how all that got developed in the first place. It seems that it's just,
Well,
it's a disaster. What I see.
it's to help collect sediment, really,
Well,
right?
not so much the plunge pool, but the water going underneath the road in the first place. Why didn't they just leave the water on the other side of the road?
Yeah, well, was done long before I got on the site, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Probably before you
So I
got
can
on the
see
site.
why you're trying to correct, but what it looks to me as a complete mess, really. Goes underneath the road and.
You need to have some surface drainage on that side of the road because of the pitch of the road. And I'm guessing that was the place the water used to go before the pond was built. It was probably, undeveloped part of the property, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this pond got put in
So
10, 20 years ago, whatever it was,
Yeah.
to take over and trying to make it nice and work with that drain.
Yeah, if I could add, yeah, the pond was approved by the Wetlands Commission in 2011. I think it might have been dug in 2012. So,
Oh,
and then I think the pipe going from that town catch basin to the plunge pool was permitted in '09 maybe. So they're relatively recent. There's some photos in the file of that property, it would have been very wet.
yeah.
His whole driveway was flooding and stuff, so I think the pond was a flood control kind of thing. Water storage, but I'm not sure why they.
Right, it didn't
never-
affect the road, but it affected the yard.
Yeah, just let it down. Then it would run into the wetlands in between this property and the neighbor's property.
Yeah, I was looking at the pond, and the pond doesn't look like just a pond to me. Looks like a spring. A what? Spring. Yeah. Spring fed pond. Because of what I can see from my car is that the pond is completely encased, and even from the picture that we have, it's completely encased. There's no stream coming in, and I don't see an outlet either. There's gotta be some kind of outlet somewhere. But I don't see it. Couldn't see it either on a photo or me sitting in my car looking. So I'm wondering what, I did roll the windows down, and the place is, it's a nice little,
So you were welcome to come on the property, maybe I didn't make that clear. The owner said you guys could go walk around, and if you want to after this meeting to check something out, that's fine.
you just might want to. Because if it's it's a wetlands issue, I think, because this pipe that you wanna put in there, it's gonna have the, road run off. And I don't know if we'd be,
Well, I don't know that it's gonna be as bad as you think, because it's only gonna come in operation after it's been flowing a while, so all the oils and everything on the road should be long gone.
so.
Right, salts and the whatever, I don't see it, even sediment, I really don't see sediment going in here, because if we're gonna overflow, by that time, we've just got an abundance of, water.
It's plain water.
Yeah, I mean, would it have some sediment, if you took a sample, certainly there's gonna be.
Yeah.
Some solids in there, but not like. It's not like the side of the road is eroding either. But you've got a small plunge pool that's been unmaintained for 12 years, so.
And it's got that much sediment in it.
It's filled, so, yeah.
Still now, after 12 years, but then if it goes into the pond,
But I know parts per million, I think it's such a big area for so little water, I don't see how we could adversely affect it, but obviously that's a decision you all have.
well, I would just think that the homeowner would be really disappointed if he has a beautiful little spring and it's on his piece of property. Then he could spoil. That's all.
I think that's all groundwater. Yeah, because if you look at that, because I've been to a couple of those other properties along there, and it's all wetland, there's like the houses, and then it's just kind of surrounded. by
So they dug down.
Yeah,
they
they
hit
just,
the
all I
water.
just did was dig down, yeah,
And it had pressure.
So that is really, that's,
and then I believe according to this plan, I didn't see it, that there's like a riprap, outflow that goes into the wetlands behind it.
Would it be worth it to bring the pictures up? Because, when I looked through the application with the photos, I thought the photos were pretty good. Maybe there's part of the story there that,
well, that's the question, I mean, is a spring not a spring if it's because it's been dug into by, an excavator and you're down into the water?
That's deep, I mean,
So the water is coming up from the aquifer, is that what's going on? That's interesting. Or just around,
Down the hill, I think, through the ground. In there, and then it's basically like they dug the pond low enough to be level with the wetlands. Over there.
because it's a beautiful place, I mean, the birds were all flying in and out, and it's like, who knows what's in there? I don't know if anybody wants to know about what's going on there.
was the plunge pool a public works thing?
No, it was permitted by, I think it was permitted and built by the previous homeowner. I had talked to Public Works and he had offered to come in there and clean it out.
It sounds like something that Jay's doing where, I see something similar to that. A lot of places where there's this water drainage go down.
It's definitely full of sediment, and if you look, because there's a farm field up the hill and across the street, so I'm sure, you get some from the road, you get a lot from that. Farm field too, probably.
Yeah, because it's at an angle, so it's gonna come that way. And I noticed the house beyond, that was the other thing I was a little concerned about, but after looking at it, you can see that the house beyond, even if some of this water. You think about how much water, some of these storms we have, that pond could actually breach. If it's one of those 1 in 500 year type storms, we seem to get every.
yeah, the owner, I don't know how long the owner's been there, I can't recall, but I don't believe it's breached with these.
Even these really bad stuff, well, now if you put this pipe in there, that gonna change the equation a little bit.
That water level is,
But the house, I was
Below.
worried about the house, but I see that there's, goes up quite a ways before it gets to the house, the land goes.
oh, for the neighbor,
Yeah, that's what, it could be a concern for him, I mean, you don't want his problem to become the neighbor's problem. Mixing, but it does.
but if,
It's not a little-
let's say if this wasn't approved, then could we just grade that? And all that water's gonna go to the same place anyways, right?
Yeah, it just flow over the lawn instead of
Oh,
pipe. So basically, yeah, it's gonna end up in the same spot, because it's gonna go. It's either, like in the current situation, flows into that pool, and it either infiltrates and goes into the pond that way, or it flows over the lawn. And either into the pond or around it into the wetland, and this way it'll go through the pond and infiltrate into the wetland system. There, so. I mean, in a way, you could use the man-made pond as like an infiltration, like stormwater settling basin to protect the natural one, which is kind of my point.
Yeah, I thought,
They brought
I
this,
think that is a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, boy, those to build up.
yeah, and it may decrease his man-made pond water quality, but also protect the natural one. So it could be a net, rather than having it flow across, picking up fertilizer, whatever he puts on the lawn, before it gets to the wetland.
Certainly no different than Andover Lake, where every storm drain around the lake goes right into the lake.
Yeah, that's right.
there's no sedimentation structures?
Well, there's a sump,
Okay, just the sump.
but,
Yeah.
all the salt from the roads and all that stuff, just washes down into the lake.
They salt the roads right around the way?
They do.
Got to, right?
Yeah, well, we went away from, we used to do sand and salt, we went to just salt, so that's what we got. And luckily this past year, we didn't have much of it, but still, that's what's there. You know, everybody's fertilizer and everything else is right down in the lake.
Maybe we could look up one of those pictures, that area of his property.
Yes, you wanna
It's on the website.
pull it up, it should be, yeah.
Having been working for over here. I mean, he might be really disappointed if that thing goes south. I mean, you know, you can kill him. Thing like that.
I don't see that happening. I mean, he, I think would rather have a poor water quality of his pond and not all the surface water on his lawn.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
Which one is it, Joe? Photos of property, aerial photo,
Area,
pipe location photo,
area.
there. It's like two screens. That's all I wanted. On my screen here, but I don't. It's not-
Build a paper copy too. Small way to pass it around.
I'm sorry. Is that okay?
Yeah, it looks like you can see the outlet
Can you,
up in the top right of
is
the pond.
that it there?
Yeah, you can kind of see like a depression there. That looks like, to me, that looks like, cause the wetland would be like directly kind of in that top right, and then flowing off of the screen. There was more wetlands, I think that where the pond was constructed used to be wetlands too, and there was
Yeah.
there was different numbers in the old permit I was looking through, but 5,000, 1,000 cubic feet of wetland built the modified creek pond.
Oh,
Thought there was a photo that showed the plunge pool and the pond on the same.
Yeah, I think.
Well, it does. There is the plunge pool right there. It's just dry.
yeah, right there.
Oh, right to the right of that.
That's right there. You can actually see the light colors, the slope, and that dark colors, the sediment that is built
That's in
up.
there.
Yeah.
So
So how deep is it right now?
full, not full.
Foot, maybe?
Yeah, it's
not deep.
It's not deep. And you said full of sediment.
Right, so I'm guessing there's probably a good couple feet of sediment in the middle, and then I'll dig out some of the sediment filled riprap right
Yeah.
below that, right? Get some things less in there.
No, I don't know.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bone dry there, right?
But I was wondering, like, you know, that this or.
Yeah, no, it's quite, the pond, I mean, I think it'd be difficult for someone to try to walk down the slope of that pond, it's so steep.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I mean, here it looks like it's gentle, it's not. And we would be exiting our pipe probably somewhere halfway to 2/3 of the way up from the water, so we'd be exiting relatively high, right? Cause I'll just have, you know, a couple percent pitch on the pipe so that it's not racing out of there, and then we'll run the riprap from there down into the water.
So you're not actually in the wetlands, you're just in the upland review area here.
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly where the wetlands line is, but yeah, you could be right. We won't be disturbing any or digging in any water. And we won't disturb, and I'm conscious to not disturb anything downslope where we're working.
I just thought it would be good because it's discharging directly into a water body, so.
Yeah.
Figured it would be good for the commission to review this one.
And what's the diameter of the pond about?
80, if I had to guess.
Okay.
75.
Good night.
It's good size.
It's,
I
yeah,
think it's, yeah, it says 80 here.
Yeah.
Old plan, I don't know if that's what it looks like, I mean. Probably that's what it was.
it's pretty big.
8 feet deep. That's what the plan represented.
Originally.
Yeah.
It's slow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So is what we're seeing,
And this
like,
is
is that your, like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
because of all the water?
No, so what happens is,
Yeah.
you can't see the contours,
This is.
the water sits.
Yeah. No, I got it.
So it's
Oh, okay.
almost all the way around, because this slopes up and this is up. Down, so what happens, is it'll fill up and then it'll start spilling over right here, but this will stay
It seems like this.
wet for,
Months.
well, probably not, once we get.
Yeah,
Right,
depending on the weather.
right,
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, he's lived there, I'm guessing a handful of years, because I know he's done a lot of work around the house. And it's bad enough for him to call me, you know what I mean, and say, I wanna do something. So. Certainly have got a lot more drainage calls in the past couple of years, maybe because of the circumstances, but. I'm kind of surprised that. the pump pool didn't have an outlet pipe to begin with. Because to me, it seems like it's gonna overflow, it's not designed right, from step one, that's the way I look at it, but.
I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, no more questions? Ready to vote?
I think
So
you
we can't.
you just need to make a motion.
Oh,
first,
motion.
And then you can vote on it next month.
Oh,
Well, that's what happens, so.
Yeah, 'cause it's the public comment.
I get you, you need room for the public to
Yeah.
weigh in, or not, for the most part, I'm guessing.
yeah, right.
Like, is it good to hear that? Right, the problem.
It would be surprising.
The only person that might be concerned would be the house beyond, but I don't really think he has any concern at all. It's, he's up a lot further than it looks on that picture.
Yeah, pictures are deceiving, for sure, especially with contours, you know,
Yeah,
right?
it looks like he's down lower, and I'm thinking, oh, this could be in here.
Exactly.
So what motion do we need tonight? Because,
Just to receive the application.
okay, it's not like we can't receive it either.
Yeah.
It's here, but I'll make a motion to receive the application IWWC 2403.
I'll second.
So I'm all set to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
Okay, we're gonna vote.
yeah,
all in favor?
all right, so it's received, I'll post the notice in the paper and hopefully we can.
Should I
Vote
plan
on
to be
it.
here for the next meeting, or there's,
I don't, so,
unless something comes up between now and then, right? So you can just let me know.
Yeah,
anything that's
yeah.
appropriate for me to be here. All right, well, thanks, have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you. New business, permanent application. WC 404, Stephen Nelson. And 14 Lakeview Drive, installation of a 16-foot by 8-foot prefabricated aluminum and composite dock extending into a coverlet.
Yeah, I filled everything in the application, it's an L shape.
Yeah.
So it's not. And I read it was already approved by health.
Yeah. Yeah, I included that in the application, yeah, please.
He's on the meeting, I just saw him.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just muted. We approved it.
This is a stupid question, so is that the course of, normally, they would approve it first, then it comes here?
No, it depends. A lot of people do it at the same time, so we don't have the approval yet, but it's nice that it's done first.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
Is it just that you're replacing something?
No, there was never a dock there,
No.
so, want to put one in.
You roll.
I have a boat, I have access to the lake, and I have a boat, but I don't have a dock, so makes it tough getting.
Yeah.
a boat.
So
is the composite, the wood composite that goes on top of the aluminum frame? It's the deck that goes on top of the aluminum frame, but it's not wood, it's composite. Composite. Yeah, okay, yeah, like truck. Okay.
Does it come apart?
Yeah, it come apart in supposedly 4 foot by 4 foot pieces, so one person can lift it out.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, theoretically, when we lower the water level on the lake, it should just be sitting on the sand, but, if I do need to take it out, I can easily.
How are you gonna moor it then on the land?
I really was just gonna have it sit on the land.
Oh,
You know, there's no flow of water there.
right.
It's just static. The feet of the dock can either sit flat on a disc, or I could auger it in if I needed to, but I was just gonna have it sit flat. Sort of bottom.
Well, you might want to anchor it. I'm not sure. I don't live on the lake, I don't know how bad it is down there.
Well, down at the other end of the lake, where Steve is, we are on Lake Road there, the wind comes across there pretty good, but I think you get sheltered from those. Yeah, it's a little cove area, and there's an island, small island right next to us, very sheltered, and I think it's probably heavy enough that the wind isn't gonna blow away. Yeah, so it just sit there, pretty, seems unintrusive.
Anything?
Okay, no, I don't have anything either. I'll make a motion to approve IWWC 2404.
Well, we should receive that one too, right? Cause that,
What's that?
we need to receive that. We can't act on that one until next meeting either.
I thought I said, what did I say? I meant to say receive it.
Yeah, approved.
Approve, okay, no, we can't do that until next week. I've worked for a year. Make a motion to receive the application IWWC 2404.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was it.
Safe to order it, or should I wait for it?
I would explore.
How long is it? What's the lead time? A week. Up to you. It seems pretty.
How are your neighbors?
Yeah, so it seems pretty low risk.
That's really good.
All right, thank you guys.
Sure, thank you.
over to you, Bill, next agent report.
Agent report, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, I posted the, pictures of and you went out and looked at the, work to extend the utilities trench over there. As part of that permit, they wanted to bring gas and electric over to the fire department. Keeping all the systems up, and they needed to add some rock and stuff. They kind of went, some of the public works people took some liberty. And then, Jay called me over and asked me if it was okay. It was all in the upland review. It was pretty far away, reasonably far away, so I told him we could just put a modification into the existing one. It's basically the same project. I was just running by you guys. To see if
I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, it
It
seems
was,
pretty
it
good.
was getting under cotton for, I don't know, they probably saw it,
Mhm.
because, now they filled it all in, they filled it in and, put a big basin in, a catch basin, and then even beyond that, they put some rock up against where the water will run. Because you get a lot of runoff from the school here, the parking lots, there's 2 parking lots there. And he said there's continuous flow of water. So they went,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
They tend to do that. They don't want to go there for a while after they're done with it, so.
Well, that is the town, yeah.
Plus they cut off all those bittersweet
Very
vines,
nice.
big monster things that they had. They make it look a lot nicer, look a lot.
Yeah, there were some they removed, and then the ones that couldn't remove it, Yeah. So there's that one, and then, work under the Public Works General Permit to reinforce the roaded area around the Bear Swamp Brook crossing on Bunker Hill Road. I wrote Burnap Brook because I don't know, my brain doesn't work. I've confused that before for some reason, too many D's in the town. But, yeah, so I provided some pictures for that, and I think they were on the website. I printed them out too, if you wanted to look at the before and after. They actually, I don't know, they said they were gonna dump a bunch of rock in there. It was a little more than I thought. But I think all in all, kinda, if you look at the inlet side versus the outlet side, like the amount of erosion that was there before, they kinda match now, so it's like they were stored all the way it's supposed to be.
So
We did have been, did they put any of the, when somebody drills a wall line on the lake, we ask for some kind of membrane.
Yeah, they did.
They put membrane in
Yeah.
there? Well, okay, yeah.
I dumped a bunch of big rock and filled the holes that were carved out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of rock.
Yeah, cause it flows through, there was a pool, and then it would kinda eddy around, and it would create like almost a
Oh.
side current. Eat away at the bank and undermine that head wall, so they just basically
So that-
rebuilt that whole area.
Now, I think this is the first time you've come to us to discuss anything that Public Works has done
Yeah,
in accordance with that.
yeah, there were a few other projects that were like outside of,
Oh, I see, this is.
Oh,
that's all before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, that. Big difference.
Yeah, no, I can see why they.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you compare it to the upstream
Yeah.
side, it's,
Looks like we're the river.
yeah, it's, well, it's like giant, there was.
Yeah, they're-
Well, good. I have a good piece. Oh. This picture, right?
So is that, I mean, we made that change last year,
Yeah, I saw.
we didn't have to go.
Yeah.
Is that,
Jay.
like, was Jay,
Yeah.
is he pleased with that, is that?
I think so, yeah, oh, it just helps move things along.
Yeah, right. Good, I mean, no, I was saying, we passed that last year, that they didn't have to come to us for everything, and I was just wondering if they're happy with that.
So far, I haven't heard any complaint. This was the first-
With their thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were, so they didn't have to come to us.
Yeah. How can they not be?
Yeah, I know, I,
My concern is, in just in the nick of time, because I went back to the dates a year ago, it said, we passed this thing, we've heard nothing.
nothing, right?
And, what's going on, there has to,
There has to be
there has to
something
be
going
work going on.
Right.
And, but, certainly this was very clearly covered in the ordinance we passed. And, so that's good.
Yeah,
It's an inkling that the system's working.
Yeah, you let me know
until
about
it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
the one over here too, like when you're coming down the hill, there's that little thing, and then I ask him when I see him. A few things or whatever, but this was the first,
Does he
this
keep you informed?
was the first meeting.
I mean, is he keeping you informed of like what he's doing? Or-
Yeah, as far, I mean,
I know, you only know what you know,
that I didn't
you know,
catch, but I think for the most part, he does.
Looks like they're gonna be doing some work over on the Cheney Brook, bridge. Cause they were out there doing some drilling and that had on the head, walls.
Yeah, they're starting, I think they're starting the whole process for doing that, and they're trying to get funding for it, and so it's.
So at the budget meeting, the other night, Eric talked, we're a couple years away from working that, but we're putting, money every year into the budget to support that.
Oh, Cheney Brook,
Yeah,
yeah, cause that's in pretty rough shape.
it is.
Yep, I went down in there and took a look, I had my dog laying down there, and I went down and get her, it's like, oh, God, oh, yeah, it's in bad shape. Yeah, the thing about that was, I don't know if you'd be driving big truck over there. But, it looks bad,
And the other one that we might be getting soon is the Bunker Hill crossing for the Hot River. They were talking to me, and I thought they were gonna put an application in for this meeting, but they didn't, so. I expect to see that one soon.
No real other business. Next regular meeting is Monday, June 3rd. You can adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second, I'll be the second.
Did you get any new, people in, Wetlands Commission volunteers?
But I thought you were for that.
Are we?
We got a good,
Well,
there might be one open spot, but I don't know, yeah.
You had somebody new with the